Hi folks, welcome again to the channel. Juan here from Physical Media EU. Today we have another 4K review, in this case the collector's editions for The Dark Knight Rises. Hello again and thanks for tuning in for another review. Today, as I was saying, we have these collector's editions of The Dark Knight Rises from the Batman trilogy directed by Christopher Nolan. But before we start, I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, if you're interested in physical media, mostly Blu-ray reviews and also sometimes soundtracks on vinyl. Remember, you can also find me on Instagram with the same handle, Physical Media EU, where I post detailed pictures of all the items that I review. And with that said, we can begin with the presentation of this release. So it has this inverted J card, I'll remove now in a second, but here you can see the cover, right? And there you can see how it has this like sectorized shiny there that has like the figure of the Batman, right? And it has on the front these two stickers that set the age for viewing, and there's also one here on the spine too. And these are stickers, so they can be removed. I haven't done it yet, but they are stick on the cardboard. I think they look somewhat safe to remove, but it's not too great, you know, when they paste stickers directly on the art like this, because sometimes you risk the damaging it a little bit. So again, here is a closer look of the cover with Bane and Batman, and then this is the J card. So if you want to pause the video, check out some details, although I'll go over those a little later in. Now if we remove the J card, in the back of the set is like this, and again a more detailed view of the spine. Now if we open to see the contents, here we have the steelbook and also sort of like a envelope with some goodies, which we will see now. So I'll leave the steelbook for the end. Now this envelope, again, as you can see there, the Batman logo has this shinier material, and then this is kind of like a soft cardboard, and then in the back you see it's an envelope, so this can be opened like this, and here we have the goodies. So let's take those out, and here we find a lot of things we'll go over now. So there's a poster, there is this art card that doesn't have anything on the back, just like some credits, a booklet, and also a bunch of postcards. So let's check those out to get them out of the way. Also on the back, they just don't have anything. The quality of this one is actually like pretty good. It's very like sturdy cardboard, so it looks very durable, and also the picture quality, the printing quality of the photos is very good. So overall they are very good quality, and as you can see there's like plenty of them. Remember, if you want to see them in more detail, head to Instagram. I'll post them there at the same time I post this review. Now this one is the only different one, you can see there, and this one on the back has Bane, and this one is kind of like a sketch of the design of the character. So it's a nice detail that they included this. Now about this art card, I don't know why it's different than the others. You see like the size difference compared to one of the other ones. I just don't know why this one is different, and I guess I'll never know either. So now let's check out the poster, which is double-sided, and then here on one of the sides you see the heel from Catwoman, and then on the other side this Japanese poster with Bane. I really appreciate this kind of like cross-market promotion or poster for the movie. I think it looks great, and I find interesting to see how this was promoted in other markets. So it was a nice surprise when I see that one coming from Japan. Now let's take a look at the booklet. So here's the front and the back. It's not very big, as you can see here, and let's check it out. And this booklet is all photos, and like you might like it or not, but in my opinion, that's not all that good. Like I think easily they could have included some context. I think they can easily have included some information about the development of the movie, production. There's so much content I think they could have added, but they decided to go with the photos instead. So moving on, let's check the steelbook here with the same cover we saw in the slipcover, but this photo has much more light than the one in the cover. Let's put them side by side, and you can see how this one has more detail in the background, right? So let's take a look at the back here, and if we open it up, you are presented with the three discs. This one here is the 4K, and this one is the special features, and this one is the Blu-ray. It's the same discs that you can find in the standard release, so nothing really special here. And if I remove the discs, this is what is inside of the case. Now yes, we can finally talk about picture quality. So this release, as we just saw, includes the Blu-ray and the 4K, so I was able to compare one and the other, even though I didn't have this individual Blu-ray release from before. And just like it was in The Dark Knight, the 4K looks stunning. Of course, this is a movie with a lot of dark scenes, and the dark scenes normally look very good in 4K because of the HDR. This release, just as other Christopher Nolan movies, doesn't have Dolby Vision, the same as Dolby Atmos. Christopher Nolan in general is a director that wants to have control over how the movie looks for home video releases, so he doesn't like too much technologies like Dolby Vision, because it's kind of like applying kind of like a preset over the movie versus having the granularity to control scene by scene how it looks. And that's why I think he prefers to opt out from those technologies. Now in the 4K, the audio track is a Master Audio DTH HD 5.1 that sounds amazing. It's maybe not as involving as Dolby Atmos would be, but this is the format the director preferred, so I think it's fine that way. Now on the other hand, the Blu-ray, the picture quality there is still sharp, but the darkest area of the video are not as deep as in the 4K. So I think that the difference between the 4K and the Blu-ray is very noticeable and worth the upgrade from the old Blu-ray. Now for the audio track in the Blu-ray, they did use Dolby Audio, not Dolby Atmos, Dolby Audio, which is a format that has a little bit more compression and not lossless like the DTH HD. So probably something related to the size of the disc limited the format they could use for the audio track. So in general, again, the 4K is a big upgrade over the Blu-ray. Now regarding languages, both disc 4K and Blu-ray are packed with languages for subtitles and for the audio. So you can get this release almost anywhere in the world, and most likely you wouldn't have a problem with the languages. In addition, the Blu-ray is region free, so that also makes this release easier to get. I say this because the third disc that has the bonus features is of course a Blu-ray as well. So it's important that that disc is multi-region. I'm talking about bonus features. This disc is like packed with content, like was also the case with The Dark Knight. It includes interviews, trailers, some documentaries. There's one specifically that I loved about the history of the Batmobile, and that's exactly why I'm wearing this t-shirt today for this video. That documentary was super interesting. It was almost an hour long, and they hold through like the whole story, including beginning from the comic book, and then like the Batmobile used in the TV show, then the Batmobile from the Barton movies, and so on, like, are now arriving to the Tumblr. So it was very interesting. Either the franchise of filmmaking, there's content for both things, a lot of material there for extra entertainment time. Now another thing to mention, of course, is that this is part of a trilogy, as you probably know. So I also have this other steelbook for the Dark Knight. I have it in this protector, so it's very shiny. I apologize for that, but I also think this steelbook looks great, so I got it eventually. So I have these two because I love both movies, of course, and I don't have Batman Begins And sure, I think it would be like nice to have, but from the trilogy, it's probably the movie I'm least eager to rewatch. So I said like for the moment I'm not gonna get it, and I just got these two because I love these two movies. But for this one I couldn't get the collector's edition, so I got the standalone steelbook. And I will use the opportunity to show two other steelbooks I have from the Batman franchise. One of them is this one for the first movie of Joker, which also looks super nice, I think. And then have this one for the latest Batman movie, which also looks super good, very nice 4K. Also, of course, it's a super dark movie with a lot of dark scenes and looks great in 4K. These two I have previously reviewed in the channel, so you will find the links here in the corner. This one I haven't done it yet. I'm not sure why, but yeah, definitely. I would like to record that one as well. I hope I can do it soon enough. So coming back to this one, I would like to mention other releases. So of course this one has a standard release. Also you can buy the standalone steelbook and also the collector's editions. Those are the releases by Warner, but there are some very interesting Asian releases, both by Nova Media and more recently by Manta Lab, which are also full sleeve like this one, but the ones from Manta Lab have a lenticular cover. And those look super good, but of course they are more expensive, harder to get. They're sold out everywhere now. So if you want to get one of those, you have to go with eBay or something like that and pay a big buck for them. Now to finish with the review, my thoughts about this specific release. Even though it's a nice release with a steelbook, 3 discs, art cards, which are good quality, a poster and so on, I'm happy that I didn't pay a lot of money for it. I was lucky enough to find it in an offer, and I was after this release for a while, so I got it in a second. But what I feel about some of these releases by big studios is that they are just like milking the movie, right? I think they feel a little cold. For example, in this one at least we know that Christopher Nolan has been involved in how the movie looks in 4K, but that's also because it's a modern movie that has scenes filmed in IMAX, and it was developed for 4K from the beginning. But for some old movies, the directors sometimes are not involved in the new transfer when they convert the movie to 4K. And I think in many cases that can be a little bit of a rush process. I think the studios many times are just, as I said, like trying to extract money from the movie in any way. So they just grab the video and like optimize it, just like using some like filter or something like predefined. And now more recently probably even using AI. And then they just say, okay, just let's take a lot of the photos from the directory we have and just like print them in a nice paper, put them in a box, and then send those to Walmart or Amazon, whatever, with zero love for the movie, no attention to detail, done like very fast and just like done for the sake of getting movie out of it. That's not how boutique labels work. There are plenty of good examples out there, like Arrow, Second Sign Film, and so on. Those are like amazing. But you can see in this one, for example, the booklet doesn't have any information. There's like nothing added there. So this could have been done just by like a graphic designer at the company without zero involvement from anyone that was working in the movie. And again, this is a newer movie, so I don't expect like new extras. But all those things were done back then, and now they are just like archival, and they just keep printing them. So I think that makes the release a little cold. So I'm happy I didn't pay a lot of money for it. I like it. It's nice that I have it in my collection, but still doesn't feel as nice as a nice release, for example, from Second Sight. Now, this is what I said is a general rule. Not all studios do this for all the releases. There are some releases from big studios that are very nice. They do include booklets with information, interviews, and new stuff. So I recommend do a little bit of research, check these YouTube videos, check on Instagram or Google, and check Reddit and forums to see what actually is that you're going to get. And that's it for the review. I hope you liked it. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel. Remember, I will post detailed pictures of the release on Instagram, the same handle, Physical Media EU. And lastly, I would love to hear in the comment if you have any of the movies of the trilogy or all of them, and if you have other releases from the franchise. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all at Doki Dogs.